What's up, good people? Hope everybody's blessed by the best with no stress. Mhm. Welcome to the channel. I'm Royal Vibes, your intuitive guide. This message is for the earth signs. Cards don't. I'm acting weird. Alright. Yeah, welcome to the channel. If you like what you hear, please like and subscribe. If you resonate, please like and subscribe. Each time the messages are going to get deeper and deeper. This is where you're going to get the truth. Nothing but the truth to help me guide. And yeah, don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. We are here for guidance and the truth. Right? And all the other great things that come along with being favored. Right? So we're gonna jump into the reading. Excuse me again, if you like what you hear, like and subscribe. And I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm probably gonna do water signs, and I'm at finish out rather with the earth. I'm sorry, fire signs. Water signs and the fire signs after this earth sign reading. So if you find yourself in that category, make sure you're tapped in. All right, we're gonna jump in. At some point, I'm gonna have to take off my glasses. Now, what this card doing here? These two cards. Somebody, they have stranger here, and then drunk card. Wow, alcoholism, addiction, avoidance, and abuse. And then stranger is passerby, encounter by chance, mutual aid, and new friend. That might apply, but those cards don't even belong in this deck. That's deep and that's funny because they ain't come out in the last two readings. And they came out in your reading. I wonder if there's any more in there. That's crazy. I gotta find the deck. Oh, went right to it. That's crazy. I know all my little babies. I know when my thing's been touched. All right. So we have unsocial, rushing so far. Pardon me. My throat's been itchy the last like 2 hours, so pardon me. I said that I had to come on because I was going to end Saturday with the fire sign, Valentine's Day. All right, too much work. Too much work came out last night for the air signs. Not talking came out last night for the air signs. So Spirit is wanting to understand how are we moving this evening? Are we building our houses or our foundation on quicksand? Are we, is it solid ground? You being earth energy, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Procrastinate came out last night. Lust, not love. Love. Changing them. Okay. But hopefully they're changing for them and not for anyone else. Because when you change for anyone else, you just change for a season. You just change for the time, the instance. And then when you're not in that instance anymore, you're back to being you again. Or them back, they back to them being them again. And that might have been towards the cross watcher. Like, excuse me. Are you rooting in romance? Self-neglect, soulmate only. Demanding, soulmate only. This is literally like almost the same kind of energy. Getting hurt. The same energy. And I get it. Like I said, there's a lot of like hurt people around here, broken people. And it's due to a lot of the things that we allow in our life, allow to happen to us. And if we get a grasp on those things, then maybe we could create the correct boundaries, right? And still try at love again and not allow the past drama to create a fear inside of us, a fear within us. Because just like the air sign, you, I mean, it's too much work unsocial. At least, well, in a sense, kind of, it's almost the same, almost the same reading. However, there's boundaries here. Love, not lust. Hmm. I'm sorry, lust, not love. That's what the cards say. All right, so this one says unsocial. All right, let's go and take them off. And it says, I'll let you see it. I'm gonna jump right on in because I don't want to be on too long. Last night I was up pretty late, and I didn't get to bed till like about after 4 this morning. I had to be up for 6. That was real. It was real. I prayed about it. Before I went to bed, I was like, Lord, now you know I was doing your works. Can I get some rest and get up free and clear? No grogginess and all of that stuff, and that did just that. So I'm blessed. Anyway, today was blessed. Unsocial, and it says you need to get out and mingle with new people so you can meet someone. And it's almost like literally like the same energy I was talking about like you last night. You can't win if you're not in, right? And that's crazy because look at them. They're in the bush. Earth time in the bush. Come on, come out of your normal habitat. It's amazing to ground, and just in case if you aren't doing so, maybe you do every now and again. You know what I mean? It's good to do that, like stand in the grass with your shoes off for a few minutes. It's so therapeutic. I'm at work doing it. Like I go outside and I will take off my flats or my wedges in a minute and stand in the grass. It just feel I don't know. It just feel amazing. I I took for granted as a kid what that was about. Well, maybe I still received the benefits of it, but I didn't understand what the significance of all of that was. But mom used to fuss at me, go put on some shoes, your feet gonna be big or long, whatever. Lord, I would be up the street, around the corner, whatever, with no shoes on. Like my mama didn't buy me shoes. She bought me shoes, I promise. I had shoes. I just didn't like them. And still to this day, don't like shoes on my feet. Yeah. Anyway, rushing. You can't hurry love. The right one is coming in perfect divine timing. So, meaning sometimes we want what we want when we want it, and don't really want to put towards put efforts or effort towards it, right? We want to skip some of the things so that we could get to where we wanted to be. But there's work that is necessary. And look, you have too much work here. There's work that's necessary. And the next card here is too much work. And we can't want something real for nothing. If it's real, it's worth working for it. And if you want something bad enough, you'd work for it. And the brokenness that people are walking around with, and that mean it's actually fearing them into submitting to not putting forth that effort, like literally looks self-neglecting. You want what you want, just like last night. We want what we want, but in the end, it's just too much work, right? I know what I need to do to get there, but I want what I want, but I don't know if I really want to put forth the effort. Look, it sounds nice, it look nice, you know. The TV make it look real pretty. Songs make it sound really really nice. Almost believe them, you know. You want it in your heart, you want it, but like you said, it's too much work. It's too much it entails, and then at the end of it all, you end up with somebody who, you know, and then you start over from point A. I get it. The ratio. Or that's the what I want to say. What's the word I want to use? The chances you take, right? When it comes down to love, or comes up to love, it's the chances you take. But don't stop. And the sweetest part about it is knowing that you can actually still love after all the hurt. You can still find it in you to love someone after all the hurt, all the past trauma, all the
I'm not sure which
abuse.
device you're referring to as Oliver. Would you like me to turn on the
Girl,
bedroom Roku or the TV?
well, why is she talking to me? Because did y'all hear me say Alexa and asking me that? What is she asking me? Oh my God. I told y'all she messy. I told y'all she messed it and she's listening. I'm over here talk. I'm not even talking that loud. Normally, if I want to talk to her, I gotta scream to the top of my lungs. Damn near get up and go all the way in there to talk to her stinking ass. Excuse my French. But I'm a little perturbed right now. It really just got into my conversation. Oh my God. Well, okay. Well, see, I'm gonna have to start going on and turn it off. That's what I'm gonna do. Let her hear that. I'm gonna go on and turn it off. Alexa will be turned off. Okay. Say it loud enough for her to hear it that time and then say a thing. Think I don't know. Yeah, but completely like gave up, gave in about it. Okay, I want it, but I don't know. I don't want it that bad. You know what I mean? You know, it looked nice. It looked good. I'll just watch it on TV. When I want it, I'll just watch it on TV or something. I'll put on the movie. You know. But if I can't get this, I don't want nothing. But again, even the soulmate energy is work. You gotta put in the work. You know, I get it though. But you gotta put in the work. Anywho, what was I? That's too much work. Yeah, you tell yourself it's too much work, but it's really an excuse not to get involved. Well, stop lying to yourself, Spirit said. Stop pussyfooting. Like them old folks say, stop pussyfooting, aka procrastinating on yourself, neglecting yourself. Stop it. Not talking. You aren't communicating your needs clearly. You need to discuss how you feel. And that could be with your spirit, angels, ancestors. I mean, just your spirit team, period. God, who's making you know, the motions for you, uh, putting as you are putting those things in motion, meaning like who's writing your plans, kind of thing, who's undergirding you, who's guiding you, and protecting you, and you know, providing you provisions as you go about your journey. Everything else might be okay and right and perfect and good in your life, but the arena of love, you're kind of running from it. All right, I see you. I understand. I understand. Demanding. You set impossible standards for your partner to meet. Be less demanding. Mhm. If you ain't a soulmate, then soulmate energy, you ain't trying to holler. You ain't trying to talk. I ain't talking to you. Don't know you. Don't want to know you. But you'll never know until, you got to become friends first. You got to get to know the person. You got to start from point A. Hey, how you doing? You know, my name is. My name is. That's where it starts. But you got to get out there. You know, like I said, you might be winning in every other area in your life other than relationship. That's been on the back burner and burn. That's why you've had room to um, make your other foundations or make your other pieces of your life solid. Earth sign, making that money, honey. Somebody getting that money. Yeah, you may have a sense of security in other areas. Like I said, it's just your love life isn't where you would like it to be, but you can't fuss about it if you're not actually willing to put the work in. Nah, there you go. There you go. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and lie or sugarcoat it for you. It is what it is. If you want what you want, you gotta give a little. You know. Not be so demanding. Not rightfully so. We all, have the right to demand what it is that what we want or we prefer. But like I mentioned to the air sign last night, sometimes your blessing or your, you know, what you're looking for is where you least expect it. You can't chalk everybody up to being who your past was to you. And crazy enough, your past um, ended up making you into something amazing. You may not see amazing as you are going through it or as you have gone through it. You know what I mean? You might not see it that way, but somewhere down the line, you will appreciate the lessons. Each lesson turn blessing in your life. And it's going to make you a greater you. Trust me. Each situation, each one of these situations that God sees us through is there to build our character. It's there to make us stronger, gracefully break us. Like I think Tasha Cobbs. She's saying it's not here to God is not allowing these things to come upon us or come against us to break us, to hurt us, but it's to gracefully break us. Sometimes we got to be broken in order to be molded, right? Starting from finish. How you said in order to wait. Sometimes you got to destroy in order to rebuild. And it's funny because it was earth, and we're talking about the earth and multiplying and growing. Right? Love is love, and that's funny because I actually put that inside of my what is it, tags? Yeah, hashtags or something like that. Tags, and it says love transcends labels, genders, and expectations. Let your heart feel without fear or apology. hmm Whatever type of relationship you are in, or whatever you prefer, you know, you can't win it if you're not in it. And this is crazy because literally the same terminology, the same verbiage I used last night is basically the same type of language I have to use tonight in the same reading. So that's how you know we're all like on the same energy in a sense. I haven't read, of course, gotten next to the water and fire as of yet. I don't want to predispose myself to it. Because it's like I'm getting a heads up before y'all. I want to see when y'all see. So, um, yeah, and we're here. I say go for it. If you really want it, go for it. There's a lot more that you know now. You've seen enough. You've done enough. You've lived enough. Things not gonna be the way that you expect it to be, or you think that it's gonna be. But if you expect it, that's exactly what's gonna happen. If you you're optimistic about it, and because this is something that your heart really longs for, you know, why not? Again, every other arena in your life is prosperous and growing and abundant. So why not add on? You know? But no pressure. Like I had to mention to the air sign, I don't want you to think I'm pressuring you. You're not ready. You're not ready. But your heart is longing for it, and you know it is because that's why we're here. I want what I want, but yeah, you don't wanna put the work in. You don't want to go through all the vetting and having to learn somebody all over again, starting all over, and again turning out this person being the same type of person that you have dealt with previously. But I would say that will have a lot to do with us as the individual because I mean by the fourth or fifth energy, it's now it's like same energy, different vessel kind of situation. Um, and you have to be able to discern that, right? That's why it's always uh, repositioning just spinning the block on us because we didn't learn from it the first time. And the situation, the situation will continue to present itself until you learn from it. And then at some point, you become a willing participant in your own um, hurt. You know, we become willing participants because again, I'm not exempt. I have signed up many times, and I've learned. I've learned, and there was times I had to repeat the lesson to get it. I had to repeat it to understand that whole idea, right? No, I didn't read that. I didn't. Nobody told me that. It was an understanding, and what's understood don't need to be explained. It was like I woke up and I knew it, and that was according to the laws of average, right? There's a certain way one are to live, or we are to live. Especially if we're looking for favor on our life. But anyway, we're gonna go on back into the love reading. But it can go into anywhere. I told you I'm a vessel being used. So spirit, God will download energy into me, and sometimes it'll take over, and I might be staring and looking, and yeah, it's definitely not me. And then I have to go back and listen to the video every night when I do a video. That same night, I turn on my video and I watch it, because then I'll be like, dang. Sometimes I'm like, dang, I don't remember saying that, but that was good. I'm but a vessel. I'm very grateful God chose me. I'm one of the vessels He's chosen. That's crazy. Love is love. I love it. God is love. Righteousness is love. Love for yourself and love for your fellow man. God's people. Not by chance, some of the stuff I be saying. But what don't apply, I trust you'll let it fly. All right, here we go. All right, see, someone new. So this could be same-sex relationship or something, a heterosexual relationship. Persons who prefer what you prefer. If that's what you prefer. All right. And they didn't really say lax your expectations or your preferences as it comes to this person, like it did for air sign. Like air sign was like, snooted, eye, nose is tooted up or whatever. And not hating and nothing like that. That's just who y'all are. Y'all are superstars, right? So it's not many people you allow to come next to you if you so choose. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. It's like, yeah. Y'all like the superstars of the Aquarius, in fact, of the air signs. Gemini slightly. Gemini have some of the traits of the Aquarius too. That's part of the side that they have. Heckle and Jekyll. The fun loving side. Mm-hmm. And Libras are jokesters. They never take anything seriously. But nonetheless, yeah, you might be connected to those energies. Earth sign. But that money not funny. Your money looking good. And that's not what it's all about. You know what I mean? It's not all about the money. It's in fact able to balance every aspect of your life. Be able to manage every aspect of your life. I don't like the whole self neglect. Are you serious? Self neglecting. These cards are fairly new. That's why they slipping and sliding everywhere. I'm gonna sleep so good when I finish with y'all. I was sitting here listening to some love music, some Sade, love marriage vows. And that's almost the same kind of energy that came out last night for the air energy. You want what you want. You aspire to have. You longing for what you want. You're longing for. But again, no one wants to put done the work. No one wants to put forth the work. Look, you said done settling. If I were you, it would be me too. Done settling. Done with the mixed signals. You know. All in all, still here though, still standing, but not willing to put forth anything towards, sharing your time and space in your heart with another, right? So, let's see. Not talking. I read that procrastination. Jeez, I just did my nails and I didn't make them sharp enough to actually pick up my cards good. Yeah, don't make someone wait around too long. They may give up on you. And at that point, really and truly, I say to if you're not actually ready for a relationship and you actually have somebody around you, or sign who is trying to push you into getting into a relationship, it's not an obligation to do so. You can, like I said, there's no rush. Spirit says no rush. You can count up your costs and vet this person. There is, um, yeah, again, no rush. Before you even begin receiving negative vibes about the situation, sit down and, I mean, just see how it plays out. Ask questions. Pay attention. Observe. Right? Even if a person don't offer the information, you're around them long enough, you'll find out. Especially if you're a spiritual person, you are one who's connected with the thing yourself and connected with the things that are around you. Like nothing, not much can actually pass or slip through the cracks. Mm. Especially when it comes to your heart. If it's been broken so many times or you've been hurt so many times, not just by relationships with people that you are in a relationship with, because relationships can be whatever anybody. You have relationships with people at work, a relationship between you and um your supervisor, and meaning not like a sexual relationship or nothing like that. I'm like feel like I'm digging a hole for myself, because I'm trying to explain it, because there are some things that are happening like that, but I'm not talking about sexual relationships. I'm talking about friendships that develop within your job, or you know, that's all I'm saying. But spirit don't want you to yeah, don't want you to settle, but still don't want you to um be laxed on you being loved too. Right? You watching people be loved and love, and you want yours as well. You want the same, the same scenario. You would love to be loved and love to love as well. But yeah, certain scenarios kind of prevents this from happening for you. You know, you want what you want. You see, you're looking around everywhere you go. You see that, and then now Yemen is lover season right now. Like it's right here in Valentine's season, February, and everywhere you go, you're being reminded that you actually don't have what you long for. But the beautiful part about it is you won't settle for anything less than the soulmate energy. That's a beautiful thing. Those boundaries are set in play, and you know now it's time to actually see how effective they are, right? And again, you don't have to jump the broom, right? That's over time. Those kind of things happen over time once you put forth the effort, right? It's not work when you're enjoying what you're doing. Mhm. And anyone who would be giving, I mean, mixed signals would be a red flag to do do some. Again, things don't have to slip through the cracks due to your boundaries, due to your experience now. You can see better. 10 years ago, you might have fallen for the okie doke, but now you can get out there and have actually two legs to stand on and a mind full of wisdom and heart full of love, ready to love. And it's crazy when I tell y'all, I when I take off my glasses, I can't even see the words, but I can see it. I don't know if that makes sense. I can see them better than even with my glasses on. I hope that makes sense. But for me, it does. But yeah, self neglect. You are neglecting your own needs in relationships. Practice self care. Because you deserve it. You deserve it. We all deserve love. God made somebody for everybody, right? It's up to you to be where you need to be found. You know, perfect timing again, divine timing, just like last night. It's almost like repetitive in a sense. Not everything, but some of the things are kind of repetitive in a sense. But that's how you know it's the same scenario for most. You know, most of us that are walking around right now, a lot of folk are masking and hiding behind the hurt and allowing that hurt to prevent them. It's a preventative measure for them, right? Spirit said, "No, we're not okay with being. We're not just okay with being by ourselves. And being single is cool. Being single is a good thing. It's a okay thing, and because that's when you're doing the most work. You are figuring yourself out and loving yourself. Whereas um you can, after loving yourself and learn how to love yourself and what it is that you love about yourself, and all those amazing things you had yet to learn, you can then learn to love others efficiently, effectively, right? And when people say you see you loving on yourself, you know honoring your boundaries, respecting your boundaries, quite often they'll do the same, because they know that you're not settling, you won't settle, you move like you won't settle, so they won't even try, you know to give you that kind of energy where you would even consider. So you're moving decent. You know what I mean? The self neglect is only in the arena of you not putting forth your effort into that part of what you want for yourself, what you aspire to have. Mm. What's what I want to say? That's a slogan I wanted to use just now. What's the sense of having the world, all the money in the world, and just being where you are, on top of the world, and no one there with you? And that's what you say to yourself. But then you hide behind, well, yeah, the hot and cold energy that we talked about last night in the air sign reading. One minute you want it, the next minute you're like, nah. The next minute you want it, then you're like, probably not. Kind of thing. Because of the work. I understand. I understand. All right, which ones are these? They all starting to look alike. So that's not the same one. And that's not the same one. So I can go there. That's the sub. Mutual effort. See, and it's not gonna be just your effort. You saying don't when I told you when you have it, when it's a good thing when you're having fun. Not having fun, but when it's not work. You know what I mean? It's when you're having fun, it's not work. I'm trying to put it in a way where you won't think it's just one sided. You know what I mean? There, if there is someone again that gives you those mixed flags, that is your red flag to run like hell. Get the hell on out of there. However, and not to say that those energies won't come near you, just to see if you learn from them. You learn from them. But I can see that you have, because yeah, this sucker right here said done settling. And that's somebody got their mind made up. That's somebody who's tired of being tired. You know what I mean? Tired of being tired. So Spirit is saying, look, the effort you thinking is gonna be work. I know it was work before, but see, when y'all are when y'all are right, it's right. Y'all are right, and it's right because I made it right, and it's the right time and right. Everything about it is right. It's not gonna be work. It's mutual effort. It's just gonna be nice. Yeah, it's gonna be real decent. Mutual effort, and it says, hold on my hand. You're both showing up, checking in, and putting in the work. That's what makes this love thrive. See? Ain't nothing you gotta really worry about with the situation. Look, don't trip. You're making it harder on yourself because when you think those negative thoughts about what you desire to have, you're desiring what you desire to have along with those, you know, you're manifesting those thoughts and those things. You know what I mean? You got to be mindful of what it is that you attach to yourself by your thoughts. You call in by your thoughts. Mm. All right, someone new. Someone unexpected could soon shift your perspective on love. You're not done discovering what your heart is capable of. Didn't I just say when you find out that, and I said that before all this came out. I said, um, then the funniest part is you find out you're actually able to love after all the hurt. You know what I mean? You're still capable of actually doing so, and yeah, that is a beautiful thing. People again do a lot of masking, and yeah, hurt people, and I'm not in the business for hurting nobody because yeah, I'm gonna move and keep my hands clean as I that's what I have control over, right? Choosing wisely because yeah, on Judgment Day I know better, and I don't want to be held accountable for doing anything to anybody um knowingly, right? So yeah, and then we have the marriage one here, marriage vows. It says forever isn't fantasy here, it's a shared choice. Mutual. Where's that mutual effort, darling, darling dear? A balance, a give and take and give. hmm Um, Marriage is either present, predicted, or deeply desired. That's funny because I just used the word desire. Yeah, I know my little blind soul can't see it with the cards all the way down. I really can't see what's happening, but I can see what's happening. Getting hurt. All love comes with a risk of losing it. I love it. Don't be afraid to floss. Take a chance. Chances are there's still a chance. And I don't really believe in chance. You know what I mean? I believe in divine time. So shall it be. You know? Come on, man. I'm not doing my nose like this no more. I try to flatten them out. All right. Mixed signals. Are they into you? Sometimes yes, sometimes no, and sometimes even they don't know. Yeah, so that's all that, and again, that's the energy that you were in at one point, and that is the reason why you're so cautious. And I understand, you know what I mean. And it's better to be safe than sorry. I understand that too. But again, if your heart is desiring what it desire, and God is making it available to you, you know what I mean. That is the yes, the goal to go. And that's funny. I said the go to go because the stoplight is right there. But that is your goal. You're okay to go on and move forward with your move, and don't trip. Changing them, trying to change someone never works. Accept them as they are or move on. hmm That's what I was saying earlier when when you're first meeting a person. And if they feel like they have to change, they'll change for them. Changing for someone else never works. It's a temporary fix. You know. Must be nice. We have family here. Kids, opinions, judgment, resolve, family stress, get support. So this basically I don't think it um relates to the wording at the bottom. Family is also something that you more than likely your own family. You have family, but your own family, the family that comes from you and your significant other. And this is again, you may be winning in every area of your life, and now you want someone to share it with, mm, time and space with. And you would like to follow the order of things. Look at lessons turned into blessings. Now you are wiser and able to move accordingly. You have the tools that you need in the event that anything happens. You have your wisdom, power, and authority. You have all the tools you need within you. Every instance made you equipped for this. Yeah. Show enough did. Like the old people say, show enough did. Spirit won't give you what you want. Trying to give you what you want, but you ain't ready to receive it. Spirit said it's your free will, but don't be around here talking about you shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and he ain't gonna give you no temporary nothing. Or your temporary is gonna be you choosing what you choosing, but it's what he's offering you isn't temporary, and that's what the cards say too. The marriage vows, what God is, what the Most High, what Spirit is offering you, isn't temporary. You might, yeah, what they call it, biological time clock might be ticking, and you're ready to start having babies, and finding somebody. You might have, built was working on your career, focused on the career more than family, and wanting to actually provide the stable foundation like we were talking about. And now it's time. It's time to you want to have those things, but you know, and it could be too outside opinions and thoughts and things like that that's going on around you that's helping you motivate. I'm sorry, help motivating your decision to stay away from relationships at this time. You want that, but again, um, it's too much of a headache. It's too much that goes along with it. Is people are not honest. People are not truly loyal only to themselves. You know, more selfish, less selfless, compassionate, um, less compassionate, should I say? Folks that's walking around, and it's unfortunate that most of these folks are in relationships and don't even know how to be in a relationship with themselves, let alone another person. You know what I mean? And then here it is, they breaking each other for the next person. You know what I mean? It's horrible. It's horrible, horrible. But if only we could see what the cycles are, so that we could, yeah, refuse the repetition, refuse it, like stop it. You know? But it is, again, your free will. God could give it to you, but don't mean we're gonna take it. He can supply it, but don't mean that we'll accept it. All right, we have healing. Mhm. And that's funny because healing came out last night too, and possibly that may be, you know, a reason as to why we don't. We are more, again, we're tippy toeing into this, into what could possibly be something new for us in love. And I'm not even an earth sign, but I am collective, so I connect with all of them. But yeah, healing is necessary, and there you've done, done a good amount of it. I can tell because the done settling part. Mm. When a person chooses to continue to settle, that means they're not tired yet. When you're tired, you're tired, and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you're done, right? Like a burned, grilled, Cajun, crispy chicken leg that was forgot on the grill, dried out, off the bone, smoking. Right? Self care, time out. Be gentle with yourself. Look, it's crazy. And it's the card that talked about, card that talked about self care. Loving you is self care. Crazy enough, showing somebody else how to love you by loving you is self care. Compromise, right? Compromise was what you used to do. Settling was what used to do. Not anymore. We know that you aren't willing to compromise. That is like the one thing that you do have control over. And it seems that we are control types of people. We are control freaks too. We like what we have control over, and what we don't, we have a problem with. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. Sign me up. I'm guilty. I need help. I'm guilty. Yep. Masculine energy here. Last night, the feminine energy came in. The card came out. Tonight, masculine. Répétez s'il vous plaît. Merci. All right, so free will, it says choices, decisions, contact, um, inaction. Action cannot be forced. See, especially if you want something real. You know what I mean? That masking thing ain't gonna work. It's again, it's a temporary thing, temporary fix. Pardon me. There we go with this. Lessons, those lessons that turn blessing into blessings. I'll talk to you about. And guess what, too? Um, you're gonna help somebody when it comes down to this scenario. Meaning, somebody's gonna come across you that's gonna need your story. You're not going through this in vain, right? You're gonna teach somebody else how to, you know. Excuse me, God just got you writing a book right now, living out the, you know, the circumstances, getting the evidence, right? Providing the proof. You getting the proof in the pudding. You getting the proof as to how it's gonna help another, how it's gonna work for another, just like it worked for you. You gathering the proof, the experience, right? The tools, the wisdom, the power and authority, because all of that comes with it. When you gain enough experience, you can walk in said power and authority, and it's of course the Most High's of what I want to say via the Most High. Excuse me, jeez Louise. Lessons, knowledge, understanding. Look for the lesson in the situation. The lesson in terms again to the blessing. You know, lesson turned into blessings. Lessons turned into blessings. I love it. And turns out both of them blessed you. Huh? Both of the situations blessed you. The lesson and the blessing. Hmm. That's crazy. Yeah, I keep yawning like back to back. That's how you know. We gotta motivate each other to heal. You know, we gotta motivate each other to heal because the powers that be, the spirits that work against us, you know, yeah, we gotta do the work. We gotta heal to our fullest capacity because the energy, like I said, that are the energies that are at work don't want us to, you know, and they're trying to take us out. You know what I mean? Like I said before, they got your mind. They can take everything else. They got everything else, and that's for somebody. I'm not sure where that come from. I said that in a reading just a couple weeks ago, maybe a week or so ago. Crazy enough, y'all know I have a thing where people would be stealing my material. Why? There's a gentleman that comes across my Instagram. I think some kind of way he sees me here. But the very same thing I just talked about with the mind and the enemy, we gotta. In fact, I think I talked about that maybe last reading or the reading before that about the very same thing, the mind thing. You know, believe in what you see. The powers that be expect us to believe what we see, and those types of things. I mentioned all of that, and he kind of explained it like I explained it. So some kind of way I know he's watching me, and then for his stuff to come across my Instagram as often as it does, yeah, something's up. Because I don't look for him. I don't. I'm not even following him. I had to look to see if I was following him. Did I follow him by mistake? But I'm not following him, so I'm not sure. And in fact, I don't even look that kind of stuff up on Instagram. So I don't know why it's there, but I did mention on one of my videos, YouTube videos, what my Instagram was, and I did mention what my Facebook and everything was as well. So yeah, shout out to the homie if you're watching me, and yeah, I'm not gonna trip on you taking my stuff. It's all good. 2 years ago, a year ago, I would have tripped, but I'm a different person. I'm teaching y'all, yeah, and letting y'all lead the way. That's it. There's genuine authenticity here. I didn't just, yeah, want this for myself and went and took it for myself. Yeah, I was blessed with this beauty, this spiritual beauty. Anywho, Let's get in. But see that separates the who from the who and the what from the what. You know what I mean? Because see, when you are who you are and where you're supposed to be, yeah, it's not much you have to do. Like the cards and everything will speak for itself. Like yeah, it'll speak for itself. When you are who you are, the cards will say everything that you've said. It repeats everything you said. You know what I mean? Spirit kind of put there, should I say? Because when it comes to spirit, it could be um, a plethora of spirits. So I want to say the Holy Spirit. When it comes to the Holy Spirit, yeah, things get a little bit more intricate. You know what I mean? Like I always say, the same God, people, and if God didn't bring you this, didn't say it was okay for you to touch it, nobody, you shouldn't even be touching it. Folks shouldn't even be touching it. That's my whole idea of it. Folks shouldn't even be touching it because this is a God given thing. You got to know Him first, because if you don't know Him first, you'll be moving into arenas and areas that you shouldn't, talking about things that you shouldn't, when there's a boundary that shouldn't be crossed. But if you know, like it's an internal boundary. Nobody had to tell you. You just know that is, you know, choose wisely, kind of thing. But yeah, blessings to him for that, and may he be successful in everything he do. All right, so and that's growth. I just want y'all to know that is growth. If y'all know, baby, because I was finding it, and YouTube is messy. YouTube is messy because they used to sit them right across my channel because their stuff was linked to mine, because the stuff that they were talking about was my stuff. So yeah, and I would let them all have it, and YouTube said, no, you can't be telling the people all of that. You can't. But I'm telling them, and it was the truth though. It was the truth, and I see. That's another thing. Whatever. I'm not even gonna talk about it. But anyway, camera is the next card. Camera, and it says reminiscing, making memories, learn from the past, perception. See, that's what the whole thing is. Yeah, you had a past that hurt, but what did you learn from it? What insight, intel, did you gather? Wisdom that you gather, and what can you um you know take and use for the future? In those situations, I love the saying, take the meat and leave the bones. You got to take all of what came with that hurt into your new. You just bring what helps you recognize again what's what and who's who. Yeah, as you know, never to settle. But grounding is there, Earth sign. Yeah, stability, security, performance, growth, endurance. Yeah, yeah, endurance is absolutely necessary because you got to make it to the end. Your end all, not be all, but what you are desiring to have, a significant other. You got the money, you got all of the other necessities, but now you again want someone to share those beautiful blessings with. You know, anything else? Excuse me. Shock. All right, this is shock of your life, huh? Sudden change, shocking news, surprise, and epiphany transformation. Yeah. You are now more than after this. Surely this could be a shock, and maybe you'll need a little bit more to assure you that the moving forward is actually a decent idea as it comes to you and love. Again, not having to rush, uh jump in the bed or jump the broom, you know so fast or whatever. Again, vetting your person is a good look. It's a good look for you, right? You want something different, you got to do something different. You want something, yeah. Sometimes we have to do away with our old mindsets. Sometimes we have to do away with our old habits, old way of thinking. You know what I mean? And sometimes we have to see it to understand that that's what it is. That's where it is. That's where our mind is. Sometimes, yeah, perception is everything. Most times perception is everything. You gotta Somebody has to bring it to your attention. Sometimes you can't see it the way others can see it because you are actually going through the situation. You know, other people can see it better from the outside looking in. But if life didn't bring it to your attention, make you aware of this is, then maybe you couldn't make the sudden change, the drastic transformation necessary again to have your desired outcome. Excuse me. The butterfly. Again, transformation, just because that came right out after shock. Um, a beautiful transformation. Imagine, the story of a butterfly. The story of a butterfly is so amazing, right? Even, yeah, I'm not gonna say I fancy them as caterpillars, but I do fancy the colors, like to see the different ones that I've, still so many that I've yet to see. New Orleans is big on caterpillars because of the trees that we have here. And they come in all shapes, colors, and sizes, y'all. Jeez, just like the people. But anywho, yeah, man. So after a certain time with a caterpillar, we've always taught that it forms its cocoon around them and eventually turns into a butterfly. But the idea of the story is if he doesn't break himself out of the cocoon, like no one could actually help him. You see one struggling, you just will have his walk upon and try and assist a butterfly with coming out of their cocoon, and it won't work the same as them actually working themselves out of that cocoon. Such a amazing story because the friction and the work that they actually do make them equipped to fly once they've broken free, right? But if someone helps them, they wouldn't gain the muscle mass or whatever it is that they need to for their wings to be operable, or for their wings to work the way that they should work. But yeah, that is the moral to that story, and that's so just I think that's so amazing. Like, I can sit back and watch you win. I don't have to, and I can motivate you. I could, send those winning, that energy to you, but I can't do it for you. You know, I can't win for you. I can motivate you to win, show you how to win, but I can't do it for you. Yeah. Anywho, evolving and growth. Next phase, and crazy enough, Earth sign, y'all getting a little bit more in this reading than just love. You know what I mean? You're getting some real guidance here. Because in fact, you are like the foundation, right? Right. So evolving and growth, next phase, healing inner child, releasing the past. And that came out last night too. All right, so poker face. That's that masking I was telling you about. Taking a chance, risks and options, not showing hand, gambling. It's a risk. You know what I mean? I'm pressing in my back because it's so like tense. I was doing some stretching before I did my singing. I like to stretch before I sing, but I don't think I stretched enough. Really, it's all good. So y'all getting like a love relationship in life kind of reading here, and like I said, I move the way the Most High move. All right. Look, karmic relationship, resentments and triggers, perception, intensity, and letting go, turmoil and fleeting. And that again, that's the just cause as to why one may not feel as comfortable or confident with moving into something as of now. As of right now. And again, it is your choice. When you're ready, you'll be ready. You'll know when you're ready. You sound ready, with this whole done settling thing over here and so many more. But um, yeah, can't force your hand. We can't force your hand. We can encourage you to, want more for yourself and um, actually go for it. You do want the more, and you can see the growth for yourself, but actually putting forth the effort is, yeah, is the thing. All right. All right. So we're gonna move forward in this relationship slash life reading. All right, all right, all right. And since that's it, I'm gonna pull this because I picked them up. I picked them up. And it's the guidance cards. So Spirit is giving y'all a little extra tonight. Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Thank you. Bottom of the card, Legacy Unwritten. And it says, you've spent a lifetime learning how to fit in, staying safe, and succeed. It wasn't hard for you to do all of that part, those parts. But have you taken the time to consider who up, who upholding these values and ideas benefit? Before you accept anything as yours, ask, when did this begin? Who needed this to be true and why? Wow. Questioning isn't betrayal, it's liberation, freedom, healing what blind loyalty cannot. Remember, there is no age limit on expansion, on growth. Yeah. When you want it, you can think it. If you think it, it can be done. It depends on you. It depends on us. All right, so burn with intention. And this is a part of what is your guidance as it comes to life. Again, God is letting you in on a little bit more, not just love, relationship, single read. This is a little bit more, a little extra, a little lanyard for you. You know, that's to show you how favored you are, and take it how you take it, and use it the way that you must. And I just say don't not use it. It's there for you too. Right. All right. So this one says, energy is not endless. Energy is not endless. That's right. Wait, energy is not endless? Yeah, right. It is right. My bad. This is not destroyed. It can be destroyed. Cannot be destroyed. I had to realize how I was saying this. All right. So energy is not endless. You out of loyalty, guilt, or habit. You've poured yourself into cracked vessels. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. And this is the reason, partially the reason why you feel the way that you feel. And it's understandable. Definitely it's not saying that your feelings is, underrated, or how you were treated, and how it seemed to still have a hold on, you know, your way of thinking, because you could still don't settle, but still, be living within a not saying a much healthier frame of mind, because still yet your story is healthy, but one where you wouldn't mind again taking a risk. If you were healed, you wouldn't see a problem with doing so. But again, to each their own, and no rush. Let's see. Yeah, out of loyalty, guilt, or habit, you poured yourself into cracked vessels. Remember, your presence is never old, but an offering, and no one deserves your depletion. That's right. You are allowed to change your mind, to walk away, to realign. So be intentional with your life. Devote your essence to what you feel. I'm sorry, to what, oh my God, that's not what that says. It says devote your essence to what fuels your becoming and draws you deeper and into deeper into expansion. Mm, mm, mm. Amazing. So Spirit said, if you're not gonna, you know, go harder, just don't go. If you're not gonna, move with the correct intention, with the right intention, moving with the desire of love, true love, real love, not the just regular real love, real love. You know what I mean? Must be nice. I don't know why I keep saying that, but it's here. All right. So and I'm giving it to you. All right. This one says the sound of silence. It almost looks like an eye, but it's a snail, a slug, or whatever. All right. This says, if silence makes you uncomfortable, ask yourself, what am I afraid to hear? Quiet isn't empty, it's where the truth gets loud. Underneath the noise, your intuition is speaking, your nervous system is resetting itself, and your real thoughts have space to surface. Lean in, let the quiet get to work. hmm That's where you're going to find out you deserve, you again, to love and be loved. All right, worthwhile. Worth is not earned, it is remembered. You were born with it, untouched by untouched by achievement or performance. Be mindful of that which measures your value through productivity, beauty, availability, and disposition. The world may value these traits, but they are not truths. Treat yourself like someone who matters. That's right. No more self neglect. Right. Treat yourself like someone who matters because you deeply. I'm sorry, because you do deeply and without expectations. Offer yourself the compassion you have always desired and deserved. do so again and again and again and again and again and again. That's what the card said. Not me. Spirit is using me to say it, but I'm just saying. And it's not me who said it. Alright. So if you're liking what you hear, please like and subscribe, y'all. I got homework to do for the rest of the weekend, y'all, and something else. I forget what it was. Something else. Two things that was important that I needed to do this weekend. And that's what I'll be doing. I'm coming on tomorrow and I'm gonna come on Saturday. And I'm gonna do it all early. I'm gonna do it early. And I typically don't come on a Friday night or a Saturday morning. But I am gonna come on because I have to fulfill my task and my duties towards you all or for you. Because I can't do the air sign and earth sign without doing, you know, the water sign and fire sign. All right, this says things are going to be turned in your favor. People that were against you all of a sudden will be for you. Ideas, creativity, promotions, contracts are going to come into your hands. That's right, because again, different areas of your life or where they need to be or where you expect it to be. However, and this may be the only area that it's not where you expected it to be at this time, or where you expected to be, what you want for yourself, what you're longing for. Remember that you can't change anyone but yourself, and that's funny because that's the second card that came mentioning about changing another. What the other one was here? See, just to show you I'm not lying. Read it for yourself. I drank all my tea too fast. I want some more. Opportunities will soon be knocking at your door. Debt will be wiped clean. In fact, there is no debt. And if there is debt for somebody, Spirit is giving you the comfort of knowing that it will be wiped away. So there may be somebody that isn't as comfortable or isn't as produced. How I want to say not produced. Isn't that? Oh, it's the word I want to use. When you're tired, boy. I'm tired. I ain't gonna lie. So I kind of like force myself to my obligation. I like consistency. So opportunities will soon knock at your door. Debt will be wiped clean, and your bills will be paid in full. Your finances are about to change. So there's some folks here, a part of the earth signs that are already in that change, and there's some that are actually moving into that transformation, that change. So, just in case you didn't see yourself here in the beginning, hopefully you're able to recognize yourself somewhere here now. Um, Someone new. It's a beautiful thing, baby. C'est belle, mon amour. All right, thank you. This one says, don't be afraid to say I love you or to love. Thank you. Or to say thank you to those who deserve it or need to hear it. Don't be scared of embarrassing yourself. You will never regret a heartfelt I love you or a message of appreciation. You will only regret not ever saying it. Right? And crazy enough, it might be connected to that person that um Spirit said don't take too long or they might walk away. And to elaborate on it a little more, I feel like if a person walk away, they're not for me. It's not for me. They not for me. It's not for me. Walk on. Walk on. Like Drew Brees' restaurant here in New Orleans. Walk on. Hmm. And those who don't know Drew Brees from New Orleans, he was the Saints quarterback. There's a restaurant here in New Orleans called Walk On, and that's exactly what them folks could do. Walk on. No one said this whole life thing was a race. It's okay to slow down. Right. No rush. A little bit of faith goes a long ways. Remember Diane. All right. On to these ladies here. And my scriptures. We're good to go. I'm going to brush my teeth and wash my face and hit the heat. My tooth is feeling so much better. A gift from life. I love it. Um, each day, life offers me abundant proof that the universe loves me, or God loves me, God favors me. Every day, God sends angels to help me. Today, I will receive an angelic message. Receive an angelic message. Huh? I see you, literally. Wait. Receive an angelic message that ultimately brings in, and it's absolutely necessary, right? Um, each day, life offers me abundant proof that the universe loves me. Every day, God sends angels to help me. Today, I will receive an angelic message. It may come from someone whom I speak, from words that I read. I will listen closely as this message is a divine gift meant to help me make my way in love and maintain my spiritual strength. Oh, I'm gonna sleep like a baby. I don't even think I need my frequencies on tonight. I'm probably listen to this though. Listen to my reading. All right, hope. As I enter the great school of life, I hold tight to my faith in God. God's love guides me and guards me in every situation I encounter. And I say that's it. That's exactly what it does to undergird you, provide those provisions and protection. That's exactly what this is about. Again, as I enter the great school of life, I hold tight to my faith in God. God's love guides me and guards me in every situation I encounter. Regardless of what I confront, I trust in my true nature. That's right, as you should. Today I welcome life. I know the light will always return there. I'm sorry, will return, and there will always be infinite possibilities for me. Never alone. Is at the bottom. And awareness is the last card that we're gonna deal with this deck, and it says, I am my consciousness to wait. Oh my god. That says I open, Jesus Christ. I open my consciousness to my true self. I understand that I am here to grow, to free myself from conflict, as it is free will to do so. Free myself from conflict and to discover who I am. Today I release illusions and the limitations of the material world in order to elevate my being towards the eternal light. I grow stronger and stronger as I explore the wonderful being that I am. Mhm. You're simply the best, better than all the rest. All right. Yep. And I said that that was the last one. Spirit said, okay. All right, I'm going to show you. And this one says, all that is, today I noticed that the love that powers all of life, and I see that each tiny part of the universe is an expression of that love. And I'm aware of the presence of God in all things. I open myself to this magic. I marvel at the splendor of all that is, of which I am truly a part of. All right, good to go. Scriptures, and we out of here. These scriptures are going to be something that we can stand on. Maybe if you want to go further into detail with them, you can definitely do that. I will give you the book and um, or the placing of where it is the scripture I'm reading. Oh no. Okay. The bottom of the card says the blind receive their sight. That's crazy. Receive it was twice, and then we talked about the blind too. Here we go. All right, the blind receive their sight, and the lame walk. Lepers are cleansed, and the deaf hear, and the dead are raised up, and the poor have good news preached to them. Matthew 11:5. Spirit said, don't try and change them. Just talk to them. Just preach. Just talk to them. You ain't got to change the folks. You can't change nobody who don't want to be changed. Who are not looking for a change. You can't help nobody who don't want to be helped. All right. So don't wreck yourself or your mind, your brain, trying to get grown folks to do better and live better. Well, I'm guilty of it. Excuse me. That's why I'm here. All right. So salvation belongs to the Lord, and it says Jonah 2:9. Jonah might be your name or your son's name, or you may have a relative named Jonah. If you do, this reading is somehow connected to you. All right, so this card is Romans 1:16, and it says, I am not ashamed of the gospel, for it is the power of God for salvation to everyone who believes, to the Jew first and also to the Greek. Again, Romans 1:16. Mm-hmm. I am not ashamed. That's right. I will not deny my Father, and He will not deny me. That's it. All right. So this one is Acts 17:24. Maybe someone is no. Yeah, because you could be born January 7th, Capricorn. Anywho, let's see. The God who made the world and everything in it does not live in temples made by man. And that's crazy because I was about to talk about that earlier when I talked about, how God made the earth, the skies, the water. He spoke everything into existence, but, with man, he made with his hands. That's how intricate and how special we were to him. When they asked me how I know I'm special to God, that was my answer. He made everything. He talked everything out, spoke everything into existence, but with us, man, he made with his hands. That's how special we were to him. All right, so that was my answer. Anywho, the Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive our sins. And make sure, and you have the power on earth to forgive you of, you know, participating in some of what caused the hurt. Because a lot of that stuff, again, we allow it to happen to us. But obviously, again, you've learned where you needed to learn to have created your boundaries. But again, make sure you are implementing them and not laxing them, because the minute you begin laxing them is the minute you begin settling. All right. Um, the God who made the world and everything in it. Oh yeah, I said that does not live in temples made by man, and that was what Acts 1:7. I mean Acts, yep, Acts 17:24. So again, your birthday might be January 7th, and you might be 24 years old. I don't know. 42. Yep. And that was Mark 2:3, that said the Son of Man has authority to forgive, on earth, to forgive us of our sins. Yep, and as we are reading for the earth sign. All right, this is Matthew 7:12, and it says, "Whatever you wish." Oh, that's Cancer energy. The 7:12. All right, but anyway, whatever you wish that others would do to you, do also to them. But this is the law of the prophets. Didn't I say that? Give and take, receive, give and take, take and give. That balanced energy. It gotta be a give and take. It can't be a take and a give. That's out of balance. It's absolutely out of balance. And God, the universe, is gonna find a way to put it in balance. And the way that the way they put it in balance, you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like it. I promise you. It's because it's gonna be work that's gonna yeah, absolutely inevitable, and there's nothing you can be able to do about it. When you let the laws of average balance out themselves, there's nothing you can do about how it balances out. You just have to sit back and hopefully you recognize yourself in the situation after. But if it's a good balance, a natural balance of give and take and give, then some great things can come from that. But that's crazy. Mark 2:10. And actually, no, because that's actually Pisces energy. All right. Anywho, maybe somebody's connected to a Pisces. That's why I said that. I think that's it, y'all. I think we are done. Thank you for sticking with me throughout this reading. Yeah, I think it's done. Yeah, I think we're done. Yep, Mark read that one. Oh, I didn't read Amos. This one. I know. I felt like, and I didn't read this one. Hold on. Oh, I did read that one. This one says, "Let justice roll down like waters." And funny enough, we're gonna move into the water sign next. And this is Amos 5:24. 24 is here twice. So again, somebody might be 24 or 42. And I read Jonah. All right, so yep, that is absolutely the end now. Again, thank you for joining me. Thank you for stopping in on this Earth sign reading in love, relationship, singles, and again, yeah, we are in a motivated, encouraged posture to win and win by healing, right? And basically doing what it is that we need to do to necessitate better and greater evolving the way that we need to, successfully in every area of our life, not just finances and other things that we deem necessary to have in our life. You're balancing out those things. So spirit is saying, nothing's wrong with you wanting love and actually having it and managing it. You know what I mean? Keeping it. People can find love or what they deem as love, but the magic is, magic lies in actually doing what it takes to actually keep it. Doing what it takes to keep it. But yeah, hope that helped. Y'all be blessed. You can tell I don't want to leave y'all. I'm tired, but I really don't want to leave y'all. I just want to make sure that we covered all bits and pieces of this reading, and I'm definitely sitting down and listening to it right after. So Yeah. Again, hope it helped. Let me know how it helped if you want to. If you have any questions, let me know. Any concerns, let me know. Any suggestions, let me know. I'm cool with that. I am in the yeah, in a place for uh, excelling and excelling by, you know, viewing my situation from other people's perspective. I can strongly uh do that. And yeah, especially if it's gonna be beneficial to my growth. You know what I mean? Yeah. Be blessed. Be aware. Be grounded. Be the real you. You know, and nobody else. And the sweetest part about that is nobody can take that from you. You know, I don't know who that was for, but that was for somebody for sure because it had nothing to do with the reading. Um, yeah. Until next time, check me some of the later. Sweet and amazing, blessed people, because you're simply the best and better than all the rest. Especially if you're here, you came across this channel. Yeah, growth and evolution. We're going up. We're going up. Better than all the rest. Better than